Hello! I'm going to show you my favorite art supplies of 2024. I do these videos almost every year. I like to go through all the different categories of my favorite art supplies in hopes that this helps people who watch my videos throughout the year and they wonder, what are you using? I don't always have time to address those things, and sometimes I just forget to link stuff down below or forget to talk about it. So I like to do these videos every year to kind of just help people out and answer those questions. I'm gonna breeze through a bunch of different supplies in today's video, and I hope it helps you. I hope it gives you ideas and inspiration on things that you can use and inspires you to create. This isn't going to be a super in-depth, informative review. If you want in-depth stuff on like light fastness and all that, go look up somebody else's review because you're not going to find that here. But I will tell you a little bit of my thoughts. It's just not going to be super in-depth. It's going to be a pretty broad video. Another thing you might notice, every year when I do these, you're going to see repeats. I am somebody who likes to stick to my tried and true things. I don't like to buy a bunch of unnecessary things or gimmicky things that I don't need. So these are like the things I'm loving, you know? There's a couple things in here that are maybe a little experimental that I've been really enjoying this year, but for the most part, you're gonna see some consistency. And I just kind of want to show you that and be real with you. Since I am somebody who really loves painting, we're gonna dive into the painting stuff first and then kind of work our way around through different types of supplies. So I have this little green box. Let's open her up. This here is Holbein acrylic gouache. I love this stuff so much. I'm gonna be painting Christmas ornaments soon in one of my videos. This is one of my favorite things to use for painting those ornaments. It's like gouache paint in the sense that it's nice and creamy and matte. Love it so much. But the acrylic part means it does not reactivate with water. Kind of behaves like acrylic paint, but like a matte version. And I think Holbein comes out with the nicest colors. I generally like to mix a lot of my colors, but for Holbein acrylic gouache, it's my splurge. I will buy their different colors because they're just so good. This is the type of paint that I enjoy for folk art. You know me, I'm a style hopper. I hop around. Every now and then when I go to Blick's, I'll get a new color. I go through white the fastest. But for real, their colors are just so good. I'm gonna link everything I'm using down below. No pressure at all to get anything. I'm not like trying to make you get stuff. I'm not sponsored at all. I'm just doing this for curious people out there. Next, I have a crusty, dusty, musty paint palette. So here, this is just a lino cutting block. That is for like block printing, but I use it to cover my palette. It just works so good. So here's a used palette, and this is one of my absolute favorite art supplies. I know you wouldn't think like a palette is exciting and stuff, but they're so underrated. I love these because I can spray it with a spray bottle. There's edges, the water stays in. I can preserve acrylic paint for literal weeks with this palette, and you can cover it with like cling wrap if you want, or if you don't want to buy a bunch of like plastic and stuff, just get one of these and use it indefinitely. It's great. This one, I think I can get some more use out of some of this paint if I peel off like the top, you know, but this is over a month old. Like, yes, this is pretty good. You can use other things too and be a lot thriftier, but I think this tray was definitely worth the splurge. And I use that for acrylic paint. Speaking of acrylic paint, these ones here are my favorite. This is golden heavy body acrylic paint. I will say this, I'm not gonna comment a lot on like light fastness and all that stuff with art supplies in this video. You can find that elsewhere, but golden heavy body acrylic paint, really great light fastness ratings. I feel like this art supply is totally worth the splurge because I sell my artwork, so I want really high quality paint that's gonna last. A lot of the paint in here is actually doubles. Like I have a couple of all three of these, but I mix a lot of my own colors for acrylics. You really don't need a lot if you don't want to have a lot. Totally up to you. I use this until it's like gone. This is the acrylic paint I use for everything though. Can't recommend it enough. I love it so much. I also have one of these baskets for oil paint. And here we go. I really like Winsor & Newton oil paint. A lot of people also really like Gamblin. I only have like one tube of that. I think it's pretty good. I don't notice a huge difference. But yeah, Winsor & Newton, that's what I've been using. I actually scored a bunch of these on clearance for like $2.62. $3, whatever. Really high quality paint, super creamy, love it a lot. This is traditional oil paint. I don't use the water-based oil paint, so just not really into it, but that's my favorite oil paint. Let me quickly brush on canvases. Brush on canvases. This is ampersand gesso board. I really like this if I'm trying to go for like a smoother technique. Sometimes like animals and clothing or folk art, that kind of stuff. I haven't used these as much this year, but I still love these. They're like one of my favorite surfaces to paint on. They're really smooth, but they have a little bit of texture. Love them. And then there's this, don't mind, it looks kind of dirty. I have paint on it because I laid a wet painting on it. Blick's Premier stretched canvas with a gallery profile. This is hands down my absolute favorite canvases to use. They come at a great price. They are really great quality. Most of my paintings are done on Blick's Premier canvases. My next favorite art supply in the painting category are these paint blotting rags. So instead of using paper towels all the time, I use these little rags that I knitted myself. Nothing fancy here, nothing fancy. Every now and then I list these in my shop and they sell out so fast. I will try to list some for the holidays. I don't know how many I will get out, but I'll try to put some up when I put this video up. So if you want one, you can go to mirabyler.com. But I have been using this one for years. Like I'm sure it's been like 3 years now. It looks so disgusting and crusty on this side. And then this side, like that's how absorbent it is. It doesn't really like bleed through, which is awesome. And the spots you do see was when I flipped it over and used this side. So yeah, lasts a long time. This one here, I did a little bit of a looser knit and I don't like it as much. I like the tighter knit, so yeah, but still love it. Still use it. I haven't used this one very much yet, but there you go. I'm gonna answer one of my most frequently asked questions in this video. How do you clean your paintbrushes? This stuff right here is my favorite paintbrush cleaner, but I'm gonna let you in on a little hack that I do. I like to rinse my paintbrushes first with Dawn dish soap or like whatever dish soap I have. Just rinse the paint off and stuff real quick, and then use this. I know some people might argue with me and say I'm doing it improperly or whatever. I don't really care because it works for my brushes. It makes them last a long time. I love it. But I go through a couple of these every year. Like this one is empty now. I used it up. And then this one here, I just bought it. This is what it looks like. It's basically a solid bar soap. It actually smells pretty good. Another frequently asked question I get on my channel all the time, what paintbrushes are you using? So these are the paintbrushes that I mostly use on my channel. I'm gonna walk you through all of them. This first brand here is the Artistic Bear Co. My best friend Chloe Rose Art actually designed these and made them. I'm super proud of her. I'm always so happy to support her and use her brushes because I think they're one of the highest quality brushes I've ever used. And I'm not just saying that because she's my friend. I'm saying that because these are really good brushes. I have blown through these. I think I've bought a couple packs now. And she's talking about releasing more, so I'm gonna be buying them. All right, the next favorite that I have, these blue paintbrushes here. I love these so much. This is the Princeton Select brand. I use them with acrylics and oils. I like these brushes specifically because they come at a really affordable price point for the quality. And they have a lot of different options. You can get mop brushes, flat brushes, round brushes, like so many options, so many different sizes. The one drawback I will say is they're all short handled. So if you want longer handled, you would have to switch to a different Princeton line of the Princeton Select brushes specifically. Princeton has a bunch of different lines of brushes though, with a lot longer handles, which leads me to my other favorite. This is the Princeton Summit line. They're really, really good too, and they have a longer handle. They feel really nice. I don't notice much of a difference between these and the Princeton Select, so I go back and forth pretty interchangeably. And another favorite that I have, I forgot to lay them out. These are the Princeton Dakota paintbrushes. They're super high quality. Mine look busted right now because I have used them a lot, but they're really, really great too. They have a long handle. These ones are particularly great for oil paints. To sum up my favorite brushes, this is what you will see in pretty much every single video. I am a brush loyalist at this point. I don't really switch that much anymore because I know what I like, basically. So The Artistic Bear Co. These are Chloe's paintbrushes. I love them. I don't have many to show right now because I annihilated them. I use them so much. And then this is the Princeton Select. The Princeton Summit brushes, love them. Princeton Dakota, love them. I will say these two are the more affordable. The quality is amazing. These two are more pricey. The quality is also great. Okay, I'm gonna wrap up the painting supplies soon, but I wanna show you a couple other supplies that I really love. This is Ganvar. It's for oil painting. It's just varnish. There's a bunch of different types. This one happens to be picture varnish. I don't think I was paying attention when I bought it. There's like matte varnish, satin varnish, glossy varnish. I just really love this brand for oil paint. A little bit goes a long way. I've been using this same bottle for a couple years now and I paint a lot. Last thing is this Liquitex Gesso. I use this for my acrylic paints all the time. I'm almost out this one. It's just almost an empty bottle at this point. This is really great for painting in my sketchbook, and I really love this for painting on paper. I don't always want to spend money on a canvas if I'm just practicing a painting technique or something. So if I take it to my sketchbook and prime my page with gesso first, it's great. Highly recommend. Now that we went through my favorite painting supplies, let's move over to colored pencils. I have discussed these pencils in previous favorite art supply videos. This is the Caran d'Ache Luminance pencil set. These are really great because they're super light fast. I would say they're not as creamy as Prismacolor pencils, but they're still really, really great. And I love them a lot. I really like the earthy, kind of more muted tones, especially for layering. So these pencils here are very expensive, but they have a very high light fastness rating, and the way they package their pencils so stuff doesn't break is phenomenal. I love these a lot. These pencils are also super smooth. However, I will say this, if you are used to using Prismacolor pencils and then you switch over to these, there's a bit of a learning curve with blending and everything because Prismacolors are super creamy. These ones are not as creamy. These Prismacolor pencils have been my baby this year. I don't know why I have been so into these lately, but I have. And I have a love-hate relationship with Prismacolor pencils, but they're just so creamy, and that's why I go back to them all the time. They have so many color choices. There's actually 6 trays in here of different colors. They have a pretty fair price point and they blend really well. The one drawback, they break pretty easily. That's why I like the Caran d'Ache Luminance pencils because they don't break as easily. But I think they have different qualities than the Caran d'Ache. Like the creaminess of these is just so nice. Like if I'm using a coloring book or something. And then the Caran d'Ache pencils are like, if I'm gonna take more time and do a piece, I'm probably gonna use those ones. Those are my favorites. I feel like every artist sees both of those brands a lot. Since I mentioned coloring books, this is a new thing I'm including in this video. This Adorable Town coloring book, I have used it in multiple YouTube videos at this point. They have the cutest illustrations. Like I cannot get over how cute the artwork is in this book. So I just wanted to include it in this video. It's illustrated by Lainey Dow. I use it a lot on my channel. It's such a relaxing coloring book. I just wanted to include it. I also want to add another coloring book. This one is called Fuzzy Hygge. I just started using this one and it is so cute. It's like shocking how cute it is. The artwork in here, so cozy, so adorable. I feel like it highlights the simplicity and joys of everyday life, like just spending quality time with each other and coloring or eating cookies and drinking coffee. These are both on Amazon. I will link them down below. This is my favorite sketchbook. This is an Artica sketchbook, and it's kind of like the ELO sketchbook, but I feel like I like this one better. The pages are nice and thick. This is just colored pencil and Copic marker, I believe. It does bleed through a little bit, but I really don't mind that. I feel like for an alcohol marker, it's just to be expected, but I feel like this is a very high quality sketchbook. I can do really simple stress relieving art like this, or turn around and do like a bird study, and it all works out great. The price point for this sketchbook I feel like is also very fair, so if you're looking for a good sketchbook, highly recommend this. I love a square sketchbook. Something about it, I just love it. Also, if I'm filming, it is the perfect size to have the whole spread within frame. Before I forget, I just want to share this pencil sharpener too. A lot of you folks ask me what pencil sharpener I use for my colored pencils. This is a Mitsubishi pencil sharpener. I know these pencil sharpeners eat your colored pencils. I know you can use other ones. I don't care if it eats my pencils a little bit, but the point that it gives you is so good, so good. Next, let's talk about an art supply that I actually made. So I made some pencil cases this year, and I made these because I was getting kind of annoyed that all my art supplies were not fitting in one bag. And so I would go places with 2 pencil cases and be like, this is really silly. Why am I doing this? So here we go. We have a nice big pencil case. I can fit watercolor palettes. I can fit markers. Tombow markers even fit in here. Those are really long. It's just really nice. I like it a lot. I try to put a lot of attention to detail into these because I want these bags to last people a really long time. They also can double as like a cosmetic bag too if you don't want to use it for art supply. But I have this design, then I have this design if you're more into like forest, foragey style artwork. And then this one, I just switched out of it, but it is a nice colored pencil bag. It has nice pastel colors. And then I have this gummy pumpkin design, really great for fall. The inside of it is this solid pink. Oh, I have a watercolor palette in here right now. Super cute. Here's all my pencil cases. They're all the same size, all the same type. You know, I just have different patterns on them. If you want one of these, you can get them at mirabyler.com. No pressure though, I'm just showing you the stuff I love right now. Okay, I have a couple more items I wanna show you. This is an unexpected favorite art supply. They're called art dice. You open it up and there's a bunch of dice inside. And you roll them, and they're essentially prompts that help you come up with what to create. Some of them have art supplies that they tell you to use, like charcoal, acrylic paint, markers, watercolor. You don't have to use all the dice when you roll these, so if you want to choose your own supply, you can set this to the side. And then there's a bunch of prompts, like this is underwater, still life portrait, landscape. If you want a color scheme, you can roll this one. It's just so cool. Also, if you're a style hopper like me, this die is perfect because you can do like surreal, fantasy, realism, impressionism. There's just so many different options with this set. It's so simple, it's super compact, you can take it with you places. I have some tool to help me if I can't think of something to create, but I still want to make art, you know? I know that's a problem we all have from time to time. Okay, I'm saving some of the best for last, but one of my favorite art supplies this year has been these ArtX acrylic markers. These markers are seriously so nice. They come in a huge set. So many color options, but look at this. They have brush nibs. And these markers are super great too because you don't have to like shake them up to activate them like a lot of other acrylic markers where you have to do this for a while, worry about the markers exploding and stuff. It's so nice. And I feel like not a lot of acrylic markers have brush nibs. And they have so many cute like pastel colors and everything. I have 2 of their sets now and I'm really enjoying them. I barely use my Poscas anymore because this is just so nice. I use these in a lot of my sketchbook videos or just when I'm drawing in my sketchbook in general. I also really like these around Christmas time when I draw on like craft paper and turn it into wrapping paper. Probably gonna do that for a video soon. Another favorite art supply. I was kind of debating on showing this one in this video, but I'm just gonna be real with you because I use this one all the time off camera. And this is how I create a lot of like my stickers and everything like that. But it is my iPad right here with this little Apple Pencil. So yeah, I just wanted to show this because this is my Procreate app. You are getting a sneak peek of some coloring pages, but I've been working on a coloring book and this is where I create a lot of my digital artwork. For instance, I came out with this pumpkin sticker a while back and I drew it all on here. Same with this strawberry sticker. Right now I'm working on this cute little cozy quilt and yeah, it's just a really fun place to draw. Okay, another best for last item. I have been so into these this year. I don't know why, because I took a huge break from using them and now I feel like I'm reaching for them every week. These are my Copic markers. These are alcohol-based markers. They're really great for blending. They have a brush nib like this, a chisel nib like this. There's nothing new about them. I feel like everybody in the art world knows about Copic markers. I personally just love my Copics and adding on, getting my refills. They have replacement nibs. Anyway, those are all my favorite art supplies of the year. If you want to see me use any of them, you can go back and watch my videos this year. I think I've used most of them on my channel, if not all of them. I hope this was helpful for somebody, whether it be just to try a new supply, or maybe you just wanted to feel inspired to create and then you saw these supplies and you're like, oh, I forgot I have something similar. Whatever, I'm gonna go make some. I will link everything down below. Thank you so much for hanging out. I hope you have a beautiful day. Bye.